It's what they love to do. From Plan 9 to the room, seen it all. They'll make you laugh and cringe, they always give their all. True Blue Riffcast, where your podcast hosts talking about the movies that are worst of the worst. True Blue Riffcast, join us on this quest to find the lost in films that failed the test. Tuesdays at 10.
Oh, hi, audience. What's up? It's Greg Sestero here to introduce you to the True Blue Riffcast, where they talk about amazing movies, bad movies, and everything in between. So you're listening to the True Blue Riffcast. Enjoy it.
I can hear you. Everybody in the chat, can you hear Jeremy or can you just hear me? Anyway, I will introduce the show then. Hey, everybody, it's the True Riffcast, the True Blue Riffcast. I'm not used to introducing the show. Usually Jeremy does it, but I guess he has sound problems. It's me, Dave, and I'm joined, as always, by, when Jeremy has a sound, it's Jeremy. So, I was not prepared for this. So I'll just tap dance. Hello, Oliver, in the chat.
Hey, I think it can be heard now. There we
okay,
go. There we go. I've got sound.
Blech.
Hi, I'm Jeremy.
Okay,
joined with Dave, as always.
As always, by Dave. It's me, Dave. Hi. So, it's been a minute. Some things have happened in the world since we were last with our True Blue audience.
Yeah, like we got a release that kind of disrupted maybe my top 3 for the year. I was very
really?
surprised.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I have to watch it again and watch the other ones again.
I think it's a contender for top 3. I don't know if it makes mine, but it's definitely like, what?
It's definitely top 5 for the year, if nothing else.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
But, yeah,
we're doing a draft this year, I guess.
No, it's been a couple weeks. Internet outages and elections and all that fun stuff interfered with things.
We all had to stay up till 5 in the morning to for them to tell us what we already knew.
Yeah,
but none of us can because we're all anxiety prone in this country. We have to have a network tell us who the next leader is going to be. We can't just figure it out for ourselves. But anyway.
Yeah, so, you know, that's things. It's getting colder out there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, man. So, yesterday, it was supposed to snow here. It was supposed to snow here in Ogden. Jeremy is not in Utah. For any Utah viewers that may be. He's in Michigan, and I'm in Utah.
Yep.
But it's supposed to snow up here. And I was like, I got to get all the leaves off my lawn. So I did that, and I got up early. Not early for me. I'm usually up at like 4, but I got outside at like 7:30 as soon as the sun came up, and it's like 25 degrees, and I'm out there raking leaves and going over the lawn with my lawnmower just to get all the stuff up. And I get all that done, and it's supposed to snow by like 10, and it snowed for like 10 seconds, and then it stopped. So... Oh, hi, Citizen Urine. How you doing? So I was very upset. I was like, it was supposed to snow.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some potentially tomorrow night, but it's not going to be much. They said maybe enough to coat the grass until the morning, and that's it.
Oh, that's right. You guys don't have mountains there that you need to catch water.
No, we get all the lake effect stuff, which is always fun. But, yeah. Let's take a quick look at the weekend box office.
Chadwick in the Snow, too.
Yes.
That's a reference to Cypher in the Snow.
Number 1 movie over the weekend, Red 1.
Oh!
Hey! Thanks for that resub, Oliver. But Red 1 came out over the weekend, $32 million. Venom 3 down to number 2. The Best Christmas Pageant Ever at number 3.
Oh, no.
Heretic at number 4, and The Wild Robot coming in 5th place.
Is Heretic that's a horror story, right?
Yeah,
Oh no, that's the one where
that's the one about Mormons.
Yeah, the sister missionaries go and they get kidnapped and they have to solve. I don't think they get raped, but I think
No, they
just
don't.
get like tortured, right, or something. They have to like
Yeah,
solve saw puzzles or something.
Yeah, it's Hugh Grant being creepy, and apparently it's pretty good.
I heard it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But
the best Christmas pageant ever was good. I watched that yesterday with the wife and kids. And that was a nice, heartwarming story.
Talk to me about that. So we have, in Mormon culture, we have a movie that I think is probably the same thing. And it's a bunch of degenerate orphans take over a Christmas pageant. And the rest of the town is like, what is this? But the orphans learn the meaning of Christmas,
yes.
even though they're gross.
That's what this is. It's about the Herdmans. Right. There was a movie made in 1983 with I can't remember her name. She was Hot Lips, the nurse on
Major Hooverman. Loretta Swit.
Yeah, she played the mom in the original version.
Yeah, I think that was. Hang on.
I think it was a made-for-TV movie.
I think that may have been a BYU production.
We watch that one every year, usually. And now they have this new one with Judy Greer, and she's the mom in this one. Pete Holmes plays her husband, which is kind of fun because I like Pete Holmes. I think he's a good comedian. But we watched it, and it was very well done. We probably won't watch the old one anymore after watching this one just because it looks nicer overall because it's newer, all that stuff.
Oh my gosh, Loretta Swit is still alive.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's more than some of the people in our movie that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
How many of them died on 9/11?
But it was pretty good. Red one, not so much.
Yeah.
Red one. I saw somebody describing it as the Christmas movie equivalent to the Fast and Furious franchise, where it's just a little ridiculous and over the top and kind of goofy.
Who's asking for that, though? Is my question.
I don't know. Dave beat you to the joke. Yes.
What's that?
Citizen Yarn said that you beat him to the joke.
Which joke?
Did who died on 9/11?
Okay. All right, let's move on before we get canceled. Jeremy, is the horrible piece of trivia you have, is that going to get us canceled? Is it like that?
No. Okay. It's not that bad.
Jeremy shared with me that he has a horrible piece of trivia related to the movie we're going to be discussing.
It's not great, but it's not anything like quite that bad.
It's not anything like, yeah, okay.
But we do have a kind of a mini Dave That Riff this week.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I'm looking at it right now. It looks like you're going to be going between Sisters of Death.
Oh, jeez.
And Creating Rem Lazar.
What?
So it probably won't be too difficult.
This is going to be very, very easy, sir.
Yes. One
I know very well. The other I came out 10 years ago, and I don't remember at all.
Yeah. But hey, that's what randomness gets you.
Yeah.
She does.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Random search thing, and I do have a couple for you for next time that I'm ready for.
Okay.
We'll just do these. We got 4 clues total, so you have to get 3 of them to beat 50%.
Wait.
Usually we do 6.
Okay. So I need
4.
to get 3 to win.
Yeah. You should be okay. You should be okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. So our first one. Oh no! It's Discount Rockapella.
Oh, that's Creating Rem Lazar.
That's Creating Rem Lazar.
I like Rockapella.
Yeah, I like Rockapella too. I mean, they helped us find Carmen Sandiego, so.
Yeah. I just asked where she was.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over. The gumshoe sound.
The gumshoe sound,
Yeah.
yes.
Show some respect. For the Acme Detective Agency.
Uh,
Anybody under the age of 40 is completely baffled.
yes. I loved that show. That was so good. Between that and Square One. Those
I don't even know what that is. What is
It was another show on PBS. It was like all
No.
math stuff.
Oh,
That
well,
had
yeah.
Math Man.
Math. I like number muncher.
Yeah. It was like Number Muncher, but yeah, MathNet. Yeah, that was their Dragnet kind of joke.
Nah.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one. I'm sorry, you forgot to bring pants.
Sorry, you forgot to bring pants. That has to be Sisters of Death.
That is Sisters of Death. Very good.
Okay. I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen that one in a very long time.
Well, that one
I don't
did
think
come out in 2014. So
Yes, I know it. I know that. Isn't there a cult in it? I think.
yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember it either. It's been probably 10 years since I watched it. Let's see. Aha! I get it. He's his Tyler Durden.
Okay. That's a Fight Club reference, right?
Yep. Or spoilers, he didn't exist.
So I'm going to say it sounds like it's from Rem Lazar.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
That is wrong, sir.
What?
That is from Sisters of Death.
Oh, okay. All right. So what am I, like 2 for 3? 2 for 3. Okay.
So you got to get this last one, and you're going to get this last one.
Okay.
Okay?
Watch me totally biff it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. What's that medallion? Nail the door shut and turn the gas on?
That is, of course, creating Rem Lazar.
That is, of course, creating Rem Lazar with the Quixotic medallion.
Quixotic medallion. It's like
Oh, we disappeared. Hang on.
the one that my dad works at is taller, and there's 2 of them.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, Quixotic medallions in the chat.
have,
That's right.
have we talked about Sisters of Death on the podcast? Maybe we should.
Maybe we should. I seem to
Pull that one out.
remember enjoying it.
I mean, I remember there are like 3 of those like ladies getting killed.
Yeah, they did Sisters of Death and like Fangs of
Sisters
the
of
Living
Death.
Dead, and something else right around all. In
Well,
that
there
same-
was like 3 that were like all kind of the same. There was Sisters of Death. There was Terra Tenkeller, and something else.
We need to talk about Terror 10 Killer. I don't think we've done that one either.
Yes, we have. We've talked
Did we?
about.
I know we
Yeah.
did Fever Lake. I know we did a
Fever
house
Lake
on
is not
Sorority
one of the
Row.
ones that I'm talking about. Fever
No,
Lake-
I'm just thinking of other ones from around that time.
Oh, the house on Sorority Row was like very early in the podcast.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely talked about that one and
We
that
talked about that
disgusting
in
pool.
Disgusting pool. Yes, that's like the one thing we remember about it. Like, all this garbage floating. We're like, what is happening? Like, I thought girls were supposed to be cleaner than dudes. Right? Am
Yeah,
I wrong?
I
about
mean, you would think.
that? It was just nasty. It was like the strippers' dressing room of swimming pools.
I remember. There was one other thing that we didn't talk
That was a
about
great joke.
that we were going to.
No, it was okay. He says Slumber Party Massacre. I believe the movie you're looking to call is The Last Slumber Party.
Last Slumber Party, yes.
And that was it. That was when I was.
The pool and Sisters of Death was pretty disgusting too. Well, we'll have to watch that one and make some
Yes, which we'll
references.
definitely remember to do.
Yes. Now we should be getting a lot of good releases between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have plenty to talk about. But that'll be on our list of stuff to take a look at. But today, guys, we have to talk about the newest release from Rift Tracks.
Yeah.
It is
I didn't see this coming. It just kind of because number one, I didn't think there was another one of these. I didn't think there was another one of these movies. I didn't know this was a trilogy. the Rollergator Baby Ghost. I didn't know that there was a missing part of this trilogy.
And I know Dave
Dave
can't see it, but I hope you guys like the little thing in the corner that I just put up.
I can't see it. What is it?
Dave doesn't have the stream up, so he can't see it.
I mean, I could, but I don't want to like overload my 2020 laptop by like blunking a bunch of different things up here. But so what is it?
It's the baby sea serpent's head in the corner.
Oh.
But yeah, this is from the same wonderful crew that brought us Joe Estevez and Rollergator and Baby Ghost. And this is Little Lost Sea Serpent.
Little Lost Sea Serpent, that's correct.
And there was something very interesting about this.
Okay.
It was kind of watchable compared to the other two.
Kind of is the operative word there. Like, I think, like, okay, when all is said and done, I still think I like Rollergator better, but not for like production reasons, obviously.
Rank all three. Okay, Rybius.
But Jeremy told me something interesting about the production order of these movies, and I was stunned.
Yeah. So Baby Ghost came first.
Okay.
And then Little Lost Sea Serpent. And then Rollergator came a year later.
Now, here's what I thought. I thought it would go Rollergator first, then Baby Ghost, then this.
Yeah.
Like they learned all their mistakes from these two. But apparently this one was Rollergator was like all the mistakes. They got progressively worse as it went on. It's a lot like James Wen. You know, like you see Julian Jack, which is his best movie, and then he went on to he regressed significantly with Replica, and then he went on to do Birdemic, you know, all the Birdemics. But Julian Jack is his first movie, and this is just like, this is their best movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. At least in this series of kids movies that they did. I don't know about any of the other stuff. Hell Comes to Frogtown is probably better than any of these. The one with
there's another one?
Well, that's an older one. That's got Roddy Piper in it.
Oh. Did he do the thing? Is that where the gift comes from? Where he like looks like with the glasses?
No, that's
like...
They Live.
Okay.
Which you would actually probably like if you watched it.
He's not a good actor.
No, but that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
Okay.
So this movie is about two kids. Well, one's a kid. The other one, we're not sure exactly how old she is, but she's definitely older.
I think she's a teenager. I don't think
she's probably like 14, maybe.
Yeah.
So they get dropped off at the beach by their mom. After, hang on, I forgot. We get introduced to
yes, we get
Tweedledee and Tweedledum here.
These two. Okay, so these guys. One of them is Beauregard, you know, as his friends call him from Rollergator, the swamp farmer, or as his friends call him, Beauregard.
Yes, Conrad Brooks. The interesting thing that I found out about Conrad Brooks. This is not my fun fact of the episode.
Okay,
but Conrad Brooks has been in a number of movies that have been riffed before.
Yeah, I didn't know. Apparently, he was in Plan 9.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
He was in a bunch of Ed Wood stuff.
The Beast of Yucca Flats. He was in that one. Yeah, he's been in a lot of. He was in Ed Wood, the movie itself. He was the bartender. He was a policeman in Plan 9 from Outer Space. Apparently, he made an appearance in the 2015 remake of Plan 9 from Outer Space, which I completely forgot was even a thing.
Wait, there was a remake of Plan 9 from Outer Space in 2015?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know. And he was acting well into his 80s up until maybe 1 or 2 years before he died.
Oh, he's dead?
Yes, he died of sepsis.
Oh, okay.
Not a fun way to go, but that is not my fun fact of the episode.
Dead.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least Loretta Swit is still alive.
Yeah. So him and this other dude are two goofy, bumbling idiots who have goofy, bumbling soundtrack.
Yeah.
To this, and that's the other thing about this movie. The soundtrack does not overpower anything else in the movie. You can actually hear almost all of the dialogue in this movie.
To its detriment, I think.
Yes.
I think it would have been way better if there had been
You don't want to hear
nonstop,
all of the dialogue. In this movie.
nonstop. What was it in Rollergator? What instrument was constantly playing?
The guitar noodling.
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually had like music.
It wasn't good music.
No, but it was still
just
proper music.
Yeah.
It was
it was like music.
like mediocre music, I think was the actual name of the company who made it.
I think it was like medieval.
I think it was
I don't know. It started with an M, and it was very funny.
Yeah, it was definitely
It's at the very beginning.
yeah, it was definitely apropos for this movie, but they're
guys,
in the car and they're listening to the news about a storm that rolled through and stuff that was washing up on the beach, and they're like, we haven't even had a message in a bottle wash up on the beach. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, okay, so I think that's a big thing, like with this movie in particular, maybe Baby Ghost, not necessarily Rollergator, is that the script came out of a dumpster, and it's just like because it's supposedly a kids movie, and I don't know if you would really say Rollergator is a kids movie, but this definitely is. Like, they talk down to the intended audience of this so badly. Like, it's just like I don't even talk to my 2-year-old niece like this, like they're this stupid.
Yeah,
you know, like the dialogue is just so bad. I mean, like, you know, kids understand, like, you know, kids talk like kids in the Sandlot. You know what I mean? So you don't have to treat kids like idiots, guys. But
no, a lot of people do.
But these guys, so these characters, so Conrad Brooks and other guy, I guess
his name was Wilbur.
Oh, jeez. Like, so these guys are. This is a theme in this movie, and I guess it's sort of a theme in Rollergator, maybe not so much in Baby Ghost. Is that? Well, I guess it is a little bit in Baby Ghost. Is that they're very into like cryptozoological or like paranormal, supernatural things that they can like get pictures of and sell to tabloids and get rich.
Yeah,
that is the things. Like they think like the one thing that can make you rich and famous is to get a picture of like Bat Boy or something.
Yeah, they make a great joke about Bat Boy in here. They're like, these pictures will finally knock Bat Boy off the front page.
That's what these clowns do the whole movie, and they're not even like really like related to the plot.
No,
they're just like back away. They're like observing everything that's happening with the kids and the sea serpent.
Yeah,
like from a distance.
Because when the kids find the sea serpent in the next scene, they get dropped off at the beach by mom, and they're like, she's like, have fun, and the boy and his girlfriend, she likes to call herself his girlfriend, They wander around and they see something tangled up in some seaweed or like a net or maybe both. I'm not really sure. And they find little baby sea serpent. They can't call him sea monster because he gets very offended when they call him a sea monster. So they're like, oh, sorry, sea serpent. Sea serpent,
but he's not a serpent.
No, it's like Nessie, where it's like a old dinosaur.
It's like it's not really. Yeah, so like Little Lost Sea Serpent is kind of a misnomer a little bit. First, like I also got to point out that this is Rollergator Beach. This is the exact same. Like those rocks are the Rollergator rocks, where PJ, I think her name is,
Yeah.
but goes and finds Rollergator. Yeah. So it's you can tell it's the exact same beach in California or wherever it is that they are.
Speaking of things that are exactly the same, the head on the puppet of the Little Lost Sea Serpent is the head on the puppet for Baby Ghost.
Is it really?
Yes. It is the
Well, I
same.
mean, that effect was so horrible.
But they find the sea serpent, and these two idiots are just like, oh, they found a sea serpent, and they're like, oh, too bad they found it first. Guess we can't take him from the kids.
You know, I just realized.
Like, aren't you supposed to be the foil here? Like,
No, they're not. And I just realized something, is that the movie was too short. So they filmed a bunch of these scenes with these idiots to intercut because they had already like sent Joe Estevez and the kids home.
yeah, Joe ain't coming back.
And they're just like, oh, this scene, like this movie is like 25 minutes. We need to shoot 45 minutes worth of footage with these two bumbling idiots. And like just have them like watch like the movie like from a start. It's kind of like Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer and Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like, why are they there?
Yeah.
There's no reason. They leave the beach. They wrap up the little sea serpent in a blanket that they found on the beach. And I think it was Kevin that said it was a homeless man's piss rag.
Oh gosh.
But a couple other kids, including one of the slowest kids in the world, and his name is Rolo.
I'm not really. Yeah.
They're like, what do you got there? And they're like, driftwood. Why do you got driftwood? Because it's for school. You wouldn't wrap driftwood up like that. it's like, it's
Right.
so bad.
Yeah, it's.
But they're like, all right, fine. Come to my house tomorrow and I'll show you what we found. And so they leave the beach and they find weenies on wheels
Yes.
on the way home.
And so they want to feed the sea serpent, I guess. So, and the guy running the hot dog stand is the nephew of Joe Estevez in Rollergator. I think his name is Chachi. Chi-Chi?
In that one, yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't remember this one. In this one,
No, I think Joe Estevez's name is Uncle Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
In that.
His character name in this one is the Weenie on Wheels hot dog vendor.
Oh, that's right. Oliver is correcting us. It's like he wants hot dogs, but we have to say it like the guy in the happening. Hot dogs. You like hot dogs? Like hot dogs.
And so they put baby sea serpent down, and he just starts horfing down these hot dogs. They make a joke about how he's showing Joey Chestnut how it's done, and that was pretty funny. But they end up leaving there. They're like, oh, what do you got wrapped up? Oh, it's his baby brother. We have to keep him safe from the sun because he burns real easy. And of course, this idiot's just like, okay.
So that assumes that so there's a baby who is out getting a tan, who has gotten a tan enough times to know that he burns easy. Yeah, that makes sense.
They leave the Weenie on Wheels truck to go to a water fountain, and we are treated to the appearance of Donald G. Jackson himself, the director, with a Alfred Hitchcock inspired self-insert where he's a dick at a drinking fountain.
What? Okay, so this drinking fountain scene is so I don't understand. So I think Sea Serpent needs a drink, I guess, and they're like, oh, we can't let him know that it's a sea serpent. So we're just gonna say that it's a dog. And so this guy is taking the world's longest drink at a drinking fountain, like even longer than like the kid who put his lips on the drinking fountain at elementary school, like even longer than that. Like he is just like here. I'm just it's. So they like tap him on the shoulder. Okay, so I'm sorry, I can't get over this. If COVID taught us anything, it's that drinking fountains are horrible, and that like, why were we doing this at all? But like, if you go up to a drinking fountain, like, how long do you typically spend at a drinking fountain, Jeremy?
Like 30 seconds, maybe.
Like
Max.
at most, like even that seems like a long time.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like he was just like, okay, I'm just like he's like refilling his entire body with water. It's like, girlfriend taps him on the shoulder, is like, "Hi, our dog needs a drink," and the director says, "Well, I'm not going to let this dog use this public drinking fountain. This drinking fountain is for humans, not for dogs. Pardon me. I have to get back to my ridiculously long fountain drink that you interrupted."
Puppies shouldn't drink from the same fountain as people.
Yes, Ron. He's being very elitist about it. You know, he's from Nob Hill, whatever that means.
He's probably from Park City.
Yeah. No, if he was from Park City, he would be on a bike.
I was gonna say he'd be yelling at somebody in a car.
Yeah, demanding somebody get arrested. But so they try a couple other things. I can't remember. Like they say something about the dog to get this guy to run away. Like
they say that there's a rattlesnake at the bottom of the drinking fountain, and dude runs away.
Oh, so he must be the dumbest man alive. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not even the only time they get him with that in this movie.
Oh, that's right. He comes back, doesn't he? Yeah.
So the kids end up getting home, and Donald Gullible Jackson. They hide baby sea serpent in the boys' room. Mom's home, and she's like, "You didn't bring home another raccoon, did you?"
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of kid? So he's brought home so you didn't bring home another raccoon. To me, and her like exasperated tone, like this is a common thing, which means this kid has probably brought home more than 2 raccoons. This
is also where Joe Estevez enters the film.
Yeah, so I was wondering, I was like, this is like at the 25-minute mark. Joe Estevez is like top billing. He's at the top. And I was like, this movie has a lack of Joe Estevez. And so Joe Estevez is a journalist with a marriage on the rocks.
Yeah.
Now we don't really know why his marriage is on the rocks. Turns out later that he's a workaholic and that he wants to be famous so that he can provide for his family. And in order to get famous, he searches for like the same thing that the photographers, the guys who are observing the movie from afar, that they definitely shot at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah.
He wants to like sell photos of like Bigfoot and like lake monsters and crap like that.
This brought us one of my favorite jokes in the entire movie.
Yeah. So he's like that's what he does. But we really don't even know that until later, when he like the random chance he sees his kid when he's taking a work call at a payphone.
Yeah.
So anyway, to get back to this scene, they call him downstairs and it's just like, "Oh, well, honey, sometimes mommies and daddies need a little break, but it's definitely something you did, right? So they say that Joe Estevez is going to be moving out, and he moves out like right then. He's just being like, okay, we told the kid that I'm moving out, and I'm going to leave right the hell in front of him. Bye.
He asked his dad. He's like, hey, what do you think would happen if somebody found something like a sea serpent or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, they'd probably become rich and famous. And he's like, really? And he's like, yeah, and then if you're famous, then you're happy. And he's like, is that what famous really does? And he's like, yeah, I think so. And we get the
that's
joke.
rich. It's rich that makes you happy, not famous.
Oh, rich,
if you can get rich, if you can get rich without being famous, you're golden.
But he's like, they said, I don't know, I'll have to ask Emilio.
Doesn't one of them? Oh no, that's Charlie Sheen that has a horrible disease.
But I thought that was really good. And then dad just F's off and gets out of there. And the boy goes back to his bedroom with his girl, and they're sitting there and they're talking about the sea serpent. And this was actually when Mom comes in to see what they're doing and thinks that he has a raccoon. No, it's just shells. We found these shells at the beach, and we're gonna make you a lamp.
I thought that girl was going to say we're going to make you a seashell bra, but
and that's actually where the little
more than the Little Mermaid had.
The little picture of this sea serpent that I have up in the corner is from that scene, because it pops out of like the wardrobe, just like at the top over the door, just like Kilroy's over the edge of the. Sorry, that's a really old reference. I don't even know why I said that.
It's fine.
I don't think anybody's gonna know what the hell Kilroy is.
I
but,
don't know what it is.
Yeah. So then Mom leaves, and they're trying to figure out. Oh, Mom asks what they want for dinner, and yeah, there you go, Oliver, you got it.
Gamo Arigato?
And the kid's like, "Oh, you can make your meatloaf," and she's like, "I thought you hated my meatloaf." And he's like, "No, I don't." And then they get back, and the girl's
they
like,
get a lot of mileage out of this meatloaf thing. How Mom is a terrible, terrible cook.
Yeah, she's like, "I thought you hated your mom's meatloaf," and he's like, "I do." But it'll keep her busy for a while. And then they go looking for the sea serpent. And guess what? Sea serpent ate all the fish out of their fish tank. So then the girl has to leave to go buy some fish from the pet store before Mom notices that all of the fish are dead.
Yeah, she's definitely going to notice that all of her fish are different now.
Yeah.
That's going to be a thing.
No way to draw Kilroy in text. Sorry, Citizen Yarn. But yeah, that, and then it ends up like they figure out they can't keep Sea Serpent. Then Dad finds out they have Sea Serpent.
Yeah, so they try to take Sea Serpent. Okay, well, we got to talk about the hot tub scene.
Oh
first.
yeah, I forgot about the hot tub.
So they like go back and they like bring all their friends. They're like, okay, we're going to make this. We're going to have this plan. We're going to hatch a plan to take Sea Serpent back to the ocean. Why do you need those other kids to do that? Why do you need Rolo, who's the biggest moron that's ever walked the earth? But like they invite him into like the world's weirdest hot tub scene.
It's so yeah.
I really don't even really. We should talk about it, but I really don't want to because there's a bunch of kids in a hot tub, and it's like the grossest hot tub.
Here we are talking about gross water again.
Yeah, and
the first season of The Mandalorian.
So
this is where they got the idea. Yeah,
it wasn't driftwood we had yesterday; it was a sea serpent, and they're like, "What?"
And this little girl keeps saying, "Why are you touching my leg? Stop touching my leg." And Rolo's like, "I'm not."
So it turns out that the sea serpent is in the pool with them. And so they hatch a plan, and the plan is just take it back to the ocean.
Wow.
But then Joe Estevez is taking a business call on a payphone nearby as they're taking it to wherever it is they got to go. And he's be like, well, how was I supposed to know that the story I was working on was a fraud? So this is my fault? I'm like, yeah, it's your fault. You know, like, so he was, and this is where we find out that he is trying to, like, get pictures or, like, write a story, get a big scoop about, like, Bat Boy or the Loch Ness Monster or Slender Man or Whoopi Goldberg or whoever. That was a great Whoopi Goldberg joke. Screw everybody. That was funny. No one laughed at that. But you have a Whoopi in her natural habitat. You see her plucking her eyebrows, getting ready for the View. Anyway. Yeah, I was a fool for thinking anybody would want nude photos of Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah. So,
Hey!
so they ended up like running away from Dad, who randomly bumps into Mom, and she's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "We gotta get the kids. Get in the car. We gotta get the kids.
We have to get that sea serpent. It's going to make us rich and famous." It's never really explained, like, how this makes them rich and famous.
Yeah.
I think it's just like in, like, the zeitgeist of the 90s. That was, like, part of, like, all of our growing up was just, like, you know, it's like the age of the X-Files and the age of just, like, you know, what was that thing on Fox? Alien Autopsy.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I remember there was, like, big, like, you know, like, there were conspiracy theories that Elvis was alive. There was, like, Elvis sightings.
And all the unsolved mysteries, you know, all this stuff out of there. Yeah.
We, like, that stuff's kind of making a comeback, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
So Joe Estevez is like, so they have their strained marriage fight, like, right there. And it'd be like, if you weren't all working so hard at your job, then you would know that, like, the real happiness is being with your family. And Estevez is like, honey, I'm just trying to become famous so that I can take care of you. He's like, I would love you no matter if you were famous or not. Like, yep. I'm pretty sure that's something that Joe Estevez has heard before.
More than likely.
Yeah. I am famous. I was in Soul Taker.
The kids get back to the beach. First, they run into our director again, sitting on a beach chair. And why they feel the need to scare him off, I don't understand. But they run by, and the girl stops, and she's just like, well, did you see them yet? And he's like, see what? All of the rattlesnakes that hatch out of the sand in the beach. And he's like, rattlesnakes? And he got up and skedaddled on out of there.
Do you think that has anything to do with, like, Indiana Jones and not liking snakes?
Your guess is as good as mine in that.
Yeah.
So he runs off, and then Rolo and the other girl, are there, and they run interference against the parents, and the parents are just like, "Hey, Tommy and Julie, have you seen them?" And they're just like, Tommy and Julie.
Yes, this went on for way.
And then it goes back and forth. They do it like 5 times.
Way too long.
Before the parents just run off, and they find him, and then they see baby sea serpent, and they're like, aw, he's so cute. And the kids are like, we got to put him back in the ocean. And they're like, okay, let's put him back in the ocean. And then you hear like a roar in the background. And Mama Sea Serpent comes up. They make an amazing joke about how it's Godzilla minus 1,000. And, of course, Tweedledee and Tweedledum are there.
They're like,
in
oh,
the
we're like, oh,
distance.
they're definitely not. They're not sharing. They're not sharing the screen with any of our other characters.
Take some pictures. Take some pictures.
First,
Because they're obsessed with pictures in this movie. And the guy's like, oh, I got a couple shots. Good. And then Mama Sea Serpent says, it's time to come home.
yes, he starts talking.
And then Baby Sea Serpent, after Tommy says, it's time to go home, I love you, Baby Sea Serpent. And Baby Sea Serpent says, I love you too, Tommy. And they're like, a talking Baby Sea Serpent? And Kevin goes, why aren't you voiced by Eric Roberts?
That's true. Pretty good.
And then they set the Baby Sea Serpent down in the sand and just walk away.
Yeah, they set it down like, and Baby Sea Serpent's like, I'm gonna go. What was it called in the Ultimate Wave in Point Break?
Oh yeah,
Where Bodhi had to was down in New Zealand or Australia or wherever the hell.
yeah. I don't remember off the top of my head.
The Ultimate Riptide or whatever the hell.
And then the family leaves, and then we get to see the two morons again.
Yes, they're in a restaurant or something. And
I forgot about the scene of them in the car where Conrad, or Ozzy as he's called in the movie, is freaking out about how much he loves this hamburger that he's got.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. So there's a scene where he was engorging himself on a hamburger. And this goes back to the treating kids like idiots.
Yeah.
Like if you think that if you get a kid to laugh, you want to ramp. First instinct is just kind of ramp it up so the kids will just keep on laughing and just hold on to that. That only works if the kid is around. Okay. If you're just doing that, be like, I have a hamburger, the greatest. I love it so much. Okay, that only if you're just doing that, you look like an insane person.
Yeah.
And no one likes it.
Unfortunately, Citizen Yarn, the Baby Sea Serpent, was not promptly eaten by a shark, Ouija or otherwise. Sorry.
Not, or a Jurassic shark.
Yes. Yeah, it's weird because and they make a joke about this at the very end over the credits. They're like, well, that was the worst movie that we've ever done. And then they said, but not surprisingly, the worst movie by that director.
The Schrodinger's pile of crap.
Yes. And you know what? This was the most movie-ish one.
I think it gets close. Out of the three, out of Rollergator, Baby Ghost, and Little Lost Sea Serpent, this comes closest to being a proper movie. It's not. It's stupid and it fails, but it comes the closest. I don't even really I wasn't even really thinking about Rollergator or Baby Ghost at all during this movie. You know, the movie that I thought this was the most, and this was basically the plot of. It wasn't the plot of Rollergator. Certainly wasn't the plot of Baby Ghost.
No.
This was the plot of. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I'm not sure.
This was the plot. This was almost the exact plot. Strip it down to its barest bones. This is the plot of To Catch a Yeti.
Holy crap, it is.
Yes, it absolutely is. And I'll tell you what, this creature looks more like the Yeti in To Catch a Yeti than...
Oh, man.
Look at it. We've talked about To Catch a Yeti. We've covered it, right?
Yeah.
I think we. So, but it has the same weird beats, the same weird focus on kids and this weird cryptid that they had. That they've somehow gotten back into their house, and they're like, oh no, it doesn't like our food and it's freaking out, and we have to take it back to its natural habitat, and somebody like some freak like Meatloaf or Joe Estevez wants to get it.
It's a shame we never got a team up movie with Joe Estevez and Meatloaf.
With Joe Estevez and Meatloaf. Yeah, we can't do that now, can we?
No.
See, when Meatloaf died, I was like, wow, this is what all you wankers felt like when when David Bowie died. Sting. When Sting is alive. He's nothing like David Bowie. What am I saying? But it's just it's like, okay, I get it, because I really like Meatloaf. Don't get me wrong. I'll still make fun of you. It was still really funny when all you guys flipped out that David Bowie was dead. I'm not sorry I made fun of you. I'm just saying that I get it.
So as I normally do, I like looking through the cast on these movies just to see what else these people have been in. Joe Estevez obviously has been in a ton of crap. And Comrade Brooks has been in a lot of stuff. That was kind of surprising to me. The other one is the kid, the Tommy. Bradley Joseph, he went by Bradley Bafanda, I think. And he was in a ton of stuff. He was actually a recurring character in Veronica Mars.
Oh, was he?
He was in on Days of Our Lives for a few episodes. He was in Malcolm in the Middle for a couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he died in 2007.
Oh.
No, 2017. Sorry, 2017.
Oh, welcome, Gribbs.
And I'm just gonna share this. I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna share it.
How?
Because this was not necessarily a pleasant way to go, but it's kind of surprising. When I saw it, I made that dumb face I do. Here we go.
What is this? I can't say.
I will read it in a second, but
well, for those in podcast land, trigger warning: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Veronica Mars star how do you say his name? Bafanda?
Bafanda, yeah, something like that.
Dead after jumping from LA building.
Yeah. So it's not quite the Pentagon on 9/11.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah,
but not great.
Why did he do that? Do we know?
I don't know. Let me see if it says anything. It might not. It just says he jumped from the 13th floor. Of the building. That's it. That's all it says. He was found dead.
Purpose, but
at 12:45 a.m. and it was ruled a suicide.
Oh, that brought everything down.
You're welcome. There's your unfun fact for the episode. There's always something after.
Yeah.
Demons of Ludlow. I have to look now. I can't not look.
Well, that won't get us canceled. He jumped off a building. I mean, what are we going to do about it? It's not like a terrorist flew a plane into the building or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, because I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. Like we were talking about before, I didn't know that there was another one of these. And you said that there might be more. You said there was a YouTube channel where this guy puts all his movies up on.
Did my thing? There we go. Okay, sorry. Apparently, my dog was barking. I forgot I muted it. Scott Shaw, the guy, a producer for this movie, produced a lot of movies with Donald G. Jackson. Donald Jackson directed some movies for Scott Shaw that Scott Shaw was in. And he has them all up on his YouTube channel. So we've got such movies as the Rollerblade 7 up there.
I know that one.
There's Samurai Vampire Bikers from Hell,
For God's sake.
Max Hell Frog Warrior.
Ugh.
I don't know why these people were so hooked on frogs. Guns of El Chupacabra.
What?
Rollerblade. The Return of the Rollerblade 7.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk Warrior of the Wheel Zone. Crimes of Tomorrow. The Naked Avenger.
What?
The Adventures of Ace X and Kid Velvet. There's a whole lot of stuff on here. Rock and Roll Cops, Rock and Roll Cops 2, Blade Sisters, Crimes of the Chupacabra, Toad Warrior. Like, again, I don't get the frog stuff.
Keep going until one impresses me, because I haven't been impressed yet.
They're all the same. They're all the same. Rollerblade 7 you said you heard of, right?
Yeah, I've heard of the Rollerblade 7, yeah. Or like Curse of the Roller Boys, or
Big
Prayer
Sister
of the Roller
2000.
Boys. What's that?
Big Sister 2000.
Oh, gross.
That one has Julie Strain in it.
Who's that?
She was like a B movie. Like, she was in a lot of B movies.
B movie queen.
There's also a movie. She was in a movie called Lingerie Kickboxer. So that's Julie Strain. I just see it right here. There's a movie, and I don't know if it's him or if it's just one of the actors was in it. There's a movie called Pocket Ninjas, which I'm sure is just.
I've heard of that.
That's got Robert Zadar in it, and that was a Donald Jackson movie.
The Mighty Chin, Robert Zadar.
And I'm pretty sure that was made because of Three Ninjas.
Yeah. Three Ninjas that was up Mega Mountain.
And the mild success of that series. There was three Three Ninja movies. And they were different kids in each one.
That makes sense. All right, I'll give you three more to impress me, and then we got to wrap things up.
That's it. That's.
Okay.
All this other stuff is just shorts and dumb stuff.
Garbo.
Yeah. Vampire Sunrise.
What?
Yeah.
Is that like Tequila Sun? Is that like Tequila Sunrise from the Eagles? It's an what is it, Vampire Sunrise? It's that doesn't work. It's a Vampire Sunrise. I'm bad. Let's have AI write lyrics for me. ChatGPT.
But this movie, this release, has, if nothing else, made it into the top 5 of the year for me. Potentially higher. Again, I have to rewatch some stuff. I mean, it's not overtaking the number 1 spot. It's going to take way more than this to unseat the number 1 spot.
Yeah, we all know what number 1 is. We all do it.
And
I don't know if it's making it into my top 3. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I mean, of course, we both know what our number 1 is. Well, both our number.
Yeah.
We both know what riff of the year is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's we've talked about it offline, and we've agreed that it is a. There is zero chance of. Should I just say what it is right now, or? I mean, everyone knows. Yeah, I mean, like
I don't think it'll be a surprise to anybody.
We all know that creating Rem Lazar is going to be riff of the year. Like, it would have to take something that have to be something that hasn't been riffed before, something neither me or Jeremy has ever heard of before, and just completely blow creating Rem Lazar out of the water. Which, like, those 3 things, I don't think it's possible.
No.
So creating Rem Lazar is going to top both of our lists.
The other 2 and 3 might be different.
Yeah, but it's going to be number 1. But I'm not sure if this one cracks my top 3. Because I really love Grim Tracks. I really love The Little Mermaid. Like, Spy High is pretty good. I mean, for all the shit I gave it, the Amazing Bulk does occupy valuable Riff Tracks real estate.
Yeah.
And just a lot. I mean, like I even like Virus a lot.
Yeah.
So this one,
no oily baby men, Oliver. No oily baby men.
Yeah, this one I think out of
I don't know.
It's more watchable now. If you want to put it up, like okay, out of the unholy trilogy of Donald G. Jackson, Rollergator, Baby Ghost, and Lost Sea Serpent, I think it comes in last. For me, as far as like memorability, I think Rollergator obviously is number one.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like there's nothing super special about this one. Nothing that that Rollergator doesn't like blow away in terms of like personality. Baby Ghost was clearly an awful mistake that everybody should be ashamed of and regrets, including us.
Yeah.
So maybe Baby Ghost is last, but I think Rollergator just so I like for me, I think it getting into my top 3 is slim, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a fun time and they shouldn't have done it, because it was clearly, like, let's make this part of the Riff Tracks canon. Of course we have to.
Yeah. See, yeah, I don't think anything's going to dethrone my number 1. Even if they end up actually finally doing
Masters of the Universe,
the Fred Olen Ray Christmas classic, Dear Santa, which I've mentioned at least a few times.
Yeah, I've watched it. I've forgotten pretty much everything about it.
It's got a lot of guerrilla filmmaking in the old Santa's Village.
Love Madness.
Yeah, so that kind of makes it a little special. But even if they did that movie, it's still not going to dethrone. As much as I want that movie to be riffed, it's not going to take this year's number 1 spot.
Yeah,
I don't think. I mean, I didn't think anything else was going to necessarily crack the top 5 for me this year, and then they dropped this thing on us.
Yeah, this has been a really good year.
But
like a really good year.
I had forgotten about Spy High. So I don't know. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to narrow down every spot that's not number 1.
So okay, so we're talking about Riff of the Year contenders now.
We might be able to each do a top 10 this year. Because there's so much. This is, like Dave said, this is a really good year. We might be able to do a top 10.
A lot of work. But I was going to say, I think we have to include Grim Tracks, even though it's a series of shorts, to not include it in the potential Riff of the Year category, because it's feature length. It's like a collection of shorts.
Yeah, that was released as a feature length and not as a short. So
I think we should include it, because, like,
I mean, like Summer Shorts Beach Party, that, it's the same thing. It's a bunch of shorts together. Yeah. Those type of things. So I think this has to be included as
and also just as far as like the ground it broke, to like they can act like, they brought us Virus, and they can really do like some of these more dark, like really dark, not like the Last Slumber Party dark, but like really super dark, like Cypher in the Snow features. And, be able to do it, because, man, Cypher in the Snow, man, wow. I was just like, but we've talked about that. Go listen to our whole episode about Cypher in the Snow. I have things to say about it.
Yes. And also, we will, of course, be doing Riff Tracks Short of the Year and Riff Tracks Presents of the Year. The shorts, I'm unless something else comes out like crazy, like Christmas Cracker did a couple years ago, I think I probably already have my list. I'm sure there's going to be a Christmas short. They always give us like 10 of them.
Yeah.
So there'll probably be one that's up there, but I'm pretty sure I got my short of the year nailed down. And I don't know how Dave's doing with his Riff Tracks Presents of the year, but
I'm working on it.
it should be fun. It should be fun. Very, very excited for this year. But that is going to be it for us today, guys. I have to get up really early for me. Like usually
be to work at 6 a.m.
Well, normally I don't have to be to work till 10, so it's 4 hours earlier than I'm used to. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. If you guys enjoyed the podcast and you want to support us in any way, the best way to do that is give us a follow on Twitch. You don't even have to subscribe; just drop a follow. That way, you know whenever we go live, which is as the theme song says, Tuesdays at 10. And you can always head on over to patreon.com/trueblueriffcast if you want to throw a couple dollars a month our way, or if you can. If not, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. And you can follow the podcast on X, formerly called Twitter, at TBRiffcast, and I'm everywhere else under PB and Awesome.
And you can follow me on X at DChadwickAuthor. Buy all my books on Amazon and Audible. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys, we will see you here next time on the True Blue Riffcast.
Rock day, guy. Thanks for coming, guys.